family. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. We are here for another episode of Oh to Behold. Do you see your girl? Do you see her? Yes, auntie, yes. So glad you're here joining me on today as we discuss a topic that is really dear to my heart. It's just one of those things that has always just kind of rubbed me the wrong way, and so we're going to talk about it in just a minute. But before we get started, let me tell you, it's Thursday, of course. I'm dropping this new video. Thank you for joining me. As I've told you, every Thursday you can expect to get a new video with some new content coming from it. Also, remember, connect with me if you want some life coaching support. Reach out to me at ohtobewhole@gmail.com. And y'all, don't forget, there are other videos. If this is your first time viewing this video, go back and view some of the other videos and to better understand what WHOLE, whole, what those letters mean. So, but I appreciate you coming and joining me on today. Again, you see this new gear. Yeah, I got some apparel coming around. So I will definitely let you know when those things become available. Thanks for those of you who have been asking me about it. Just give me a little more time, and we're going to get started on this apparel. All right. So for today's topic is neglect. Okay. We're going to talk about neglect. Neglect being the overlooked abuse in relationships. Okay. It's an overlooked form of abuse in relationship. And, you know, people use that word, or you hear that word. A lot of times when you hear that word, you hear it when it comes to child abuse. You know, you hear about parents or guardians neglecting the children, you know, not feeding them properly or bathing them properly, or, you know, not doing certain things that a parent should be doing. Or you hear about it even in the elderly community where someone may be mistreating an elderly person by, again, not turning them. They, you know, can get bed sores, you know, all of those things, neglecting to do the proper service for people that they're caring for. And then you'll even hear about neglect when it comes to animals, you know, animals being starved, animals, you know, things happening wherever they are and where they live, you know, being caged for extended periods of time, and, you know, being in their own feces, all those types of things. Those are the things that we normally think about when we hear the term neglect. But we rarely hear the term neglect used in relationships. Okay? Yes, neglect happens all the time in relationships, but again, people do not talk about it. Okay? People don't talk about it. Before I go into more of it, let's first, just in case you're not clear on neglect, this is my definition of neglect. I say neglect is to knowingly fail or refuse to give essential attention, care to something or someone. Okay? And in this particular topic, of course, we're going to be talking about someone that you are in a relationship with. Okay? For me, the active word, or the main word of concentration in that definition, is knowing. You knowingly. Okay? So when you knowingly do something, that means you're doing it purposely. You're being intentional with it. Okay? You're being deliberate. You're consciously doing it. You're being calculating in your decision to do it. You know, you fail to do something on purpose. Okay, that's neglect to me. And you may see the little twinges in my face, because it's just like when you knowingly do something that is within your power to do, that's neglect. That's neglect. Okay. But you choose not to do it for whatever reason, whatever your reasons are. You choose not to do it. So why do I say neglect is the overlooked form of abuse in relationships? I believe it's because it's so subtle. You know, it doesn't leave physical scars. We know with physical abuse, of course, many times it leaves scars, and it's more evident that it's happening. But with neglect, there may not necessarily be scars from that abuse. Okay, it's more covert, it's hidden. All right, and so that's why I think it's overlooked, and people don't really talk about it in relationship because it's just not as easily visible to the naked eye. So let me give you some examples of what I would deem as neglect in a relationship. Okay, again, when you knowingly, purposefully, intentionally, deliberately fail to do these types of things in the relationship. So I'll just name a few. One, to simply just say I love you to the person that you love, to your spouse, to your girlfriend or your boyfriend. Even to your friends, your platonic friends. There are people who just cannot say the words. Have you ever known somebody where you'll say, I love you, and it doesn't even have to be a dating relationship, but you could be like, I love you, and they'll say stuff like, you too. Huh? Where they do that at? Okay. Or they'll say, oh, okay, thank you. Like, come on now. If I say I love you and we're in that type of relationship, now I ain't talking about somebody that, you're in love with and they ain't necessarily in love with you, but I'm saying you're in a committed relationship, or even like a sibling, somebody who you naturally would say I love you to, and you would expect their reply. You have the expectation that their reply would be, I love you too. That's weird to me. That's kind of weird. That's a little weird to me. Also, if you refuse to give physical touch or affection, like if I'm in a relationship, because I consider myself a pretty affectionate person. If I got a boo, you pretty much gonna know it. It's not so much, we out doing kissing all in public, all that kind of stuff necessarily, but I'm gonna have my hand on your leg, or, we're gonna be sitting close to each other, or, I'm just in effect, I need physical touch, and when you're in a relationship, physical touch and affection, that's needed, especially a woman. Of course you have men who need affection and desire affection, but physical touch. So when you neglect and refuse to give physical touch, that is a form of neglect in your relationship. When you withhold sex or intimacy. Now let me put this in the right parameters. When I'm talking about sex, I'm talking about within a marital relationship, because I am not promoting premarital sex. Let's be clear. I'm not promoting that at all. So in this particular context, I'm talking about within marriage, when you withhold sex. And there are different reasons why people may not be having sex. But if you are able, if your body is able to have sex with your husband or with your wife, there is no reason where for long periods of time that you should be withholding that from them. Period. I don't care what you say. Like I said, if there's no medical condition or something deeper going on that you have not communicated with your spouse, yeah, you're wrong. You are abusing, yes, I'm saying it, you are abusing your spouse by withholding sex from them and that level of intimacy from them. Absolutely you are. Okay, that's for males and females, honey. Don't think that women are the only ones that withhold sex. Okay, men, there's some of y'all out there that do it as well. Okay, you withhold forgiveness. Some people, it's in your power, it's in everybody's power to forgive, but you choose to hold a grudge and not forgive the person for whatever they've done. Okay, which again leads to those other forms of neglect. Not showing the level of love and saying I love you and all those other things. All right, you refuse to show compassion. You may see your mate over there crying or they're down about something, and you don't go over and embrace them, or even a friend. You know that they're going through something, and you lack compassion in showing some level of care for them. I'm talking about withholding things. I'm talking about neglect, y'all, in a relationship. Stay with me. You refuse to give support. So your friend comes to you with a new idea that they may have, and you just like, oh, okay, that's cool, versus like being excited for them. Or saying, hey, have you thought about this? Oh, that's really interesting, or you're not showing the emotional support for the person around it. Yeah, that's neglect. It's in your power to show support, to say, oh, I'm so proud of you. Oh, that's amazing. Where did you come up with that idea? What can I do to support you with this idea? All right. And then even in things as small as, yes, this is neglect to me. This is me talking now. You got to get your own list. But this is my list. You don't even help out around the house. Come on now. Everybody know how to wash dishes. I know usually the role of a woman, traditionally that has been the role of the woman, but everybody working outside the home these days. Okay, the wife and the husband are working outside the home. You got to help wash clothes. You got to help not just take out the trash, but you got to help with them dishes. You got to help pull them sheets and covers off those beds and get them washed. You got to dust and sweep and vacuum. You got to help out too. That's in your power to do. So when you choose, I'm saying choose. I'm not talking about if you hurt or something has happened that keeps you from being able to help out in the home. But I'm talking about it's in your power. You are able to do those things to help out. You're showing a level of neglect. And that's not right. That is not right. Even the Bible speaks about neglect. The word talks about if you know to do good and you do it not. To you, it's sin. He didn't say it's wrong or it's bad. It's sin. It's sinful when there are things that you know you could be doing and that you should be doing and you don't do it. That is sinful. And it's just flat out wrong. Wrong for you to do. So the Bible even speaks about neglect. Okay, and we know that neglect is a slow deterioration of something that can ultimately lead to death. When you think about a relationship, it may not, at this point, I'm not talking about necessarily physical death. I'm talking about the death of the relationship. A lot of people are divorced because of neglect. The relationship ended, you talk about irreconcilable differences. Those are, in most instances, things that could have been resolved if one or both people were willing to do things that they would not do. They neglected to do certain things for whatever their reasons are, whether you consider them legitimate or not. At the end of the day, it led to a death of your relationship. Some of you are you're still married, but you are at the point of possibly ending your relationship because one person may not be doing something that you desire for them to do that is in their power to do. I'm not talking about going out buying a $1 million mansion. I'm not talking about going out and buying you the nicest car, Maserati, or the finest car, buying you the finest shoes. I'm not talking about materialistic things. I'm actually talking about right now. I'm talking about things that cost you absolutely nothing, zero, zilch, nada, nothing. Saying I love you costs you nothing. Going up and hugging your girlfriend, going up and hugging your boyfriend, or showing some level of affection and care, that costs you nothing, honey. It don't cost you nothing. So there's no excuse for you having neglect in your relationship. It's no excuse. You're making a conscious decision. You're making choices not to do certain things, and that's not, I'm going to keep saying it. It's not right. It's not right. It's emotional malnourishment. You are dying on the inside. You're thirsting after your loved one. Like I said, whether it's a friend, spouse, whether even it's a parent, your child, whatever the relationship is, it's something that you desire from them that, again, is in their power to do, but they're choosing not to do it, which is causing you to diminish in your maybe love, which is causing you to just die on the inside because we are naturally beings who need love. We need care. We need support. We need affirmation. Okay? People who don't need those things, it's something different about them. You know, they may be the ones that end up like your Jeffrey Dahmers. Okay? They end up like all of those serial killers. People like that. People who are on, you know, serial rapists, all those things. People who don't need the connection, who don't need those affirmations. They have gotten to a point where it's beyond just their natural ability to even receive care or to show care or to show love. Okay, it's something wrong there. And if you're in that type of relationship where a person just will not, just refuse, you need to evaluate that thing. I ain't telling you to leave them. You ain't gonna say Camille told me to leave my man, told me to leave my woman. No, I'm not telling you to leave them, but I am telling you that you better evaluate that thing. You might wake up one morning and that thing standing up over you with a knife. Okay, I'm just saying now. It's some sadistic people out there, and when they lack just love, which is a natural human behavior, it's something wrong with that. And that's something to be a little nervous about. All right, let me get back to my subject. Okay, so if you look over your life and really begin to think about why you are the way about why you are the way that you are about certain things, have you considered or connected it to a childhood neglect? Have you made that connection? Let me tell you what I'm talking about. So when, you know, your father neglected to say, "I'm proud of you, son." You know, some men are in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, still waiting to hear their father say, "I'm proud of you." Or their father passed away and they never heard them say, "Son, I'm proud of you." You know? Is it your father neglected to say, "Daughter, you're so pretty. You my pretty baby girl." It's women right now wanting to hear from their father. You know, they may hear it from other things, but they want other people rather, but they want to hear it from their father. You know, they want to hear their dad say, "Baby, you're beautiful. My baby is just beautiful, honey." You know, and even for, you know, teenagers, if you have teenage girls, even now, they need to hear that from you, Dad. They need to hear that. Your son needs to hear, if you got a teenage son, or not even if they're teenagers, but just even small children, they need to hear the words, "I'm proud of you," or I love you, all of those things. Your mother may have neglected to just hug and kiss on you, that natural nurturing touch from a mother. You know, when your mama hug you, that's a different kind of hug when you have that nurturing touch from a mother. Or, you know, did your mother fail to affirm you around your intelligence, telling you that you're so smart? Oh, you're a really smart girl, or you're smart. You know, just those. That is just like, to me, those are just the little small things that people can do, that parents can do, that will change the lives of their children, even their adult children. If you're an adult parent and you've never done that to your adult child, y'all, come on, do it. Your child, that could change the very trajectory of your child's life. To hear you say, "Baby, I'm proud of you. Baby, I want to see you do well. Baby, you are beautiful. You are lovely." You know, those types of things, those little small things. Just go hug them and kiss them. You know, embrace them, to let them know, that give them that natural affection, human affection. Okay. So think about those things from childhood and even now into adulthood that has kept you from, you know, being able to do it with your partner, do it with your spouse, do it with your girlfriend, do it with your boyfriend, do it with your friend, you know, those things. Okay. So also, I want you to evaluate Now, every time you hear a man say, okay, we're digging a little deeper. And this is going to be more so to the ladies. Every time you hear a man say, I love you, okay, that is a beautiful thing to hear a man tell you. It's in a love relationship that I love you. And it may not even be a love relationship, but he just may say, because he know the buttons to push on a woman. You know, it's manipulators out there like that. And usually they can pick up on it. You know, men are able to pick up on women who need that. And they'll say, I love you. And soon as you hear those words, some triggers in your mind. Oh, he loves me. He loves me. And knowing that you really desiring it from your dad or from your mother, but because a man says that to you, you ready to drop them drawers. You ready to get it on because he said the very words that you needed and wanted to hear from a father or from a mother. He said those things to you, so you're just ready to give it all up. You know, you hear him say, "Oh, you're gorgeous. Oh, you're so pretty," and you never heard somebody really say that. You never got that affirmation from your parents. You ready? You think, oh, this my husband, this him. Or he say I'm pretty. You know, and that's where people are in their lives. You know, and we wonder why people marry the wrong people or are miserable in their relationships because they marry for the wrong reasons or because they have not healed from things that didn't happen for them in their childhood that should have. Okay? And then I got something for you too, men. I got something for you. When you hear a woman call you Big Daddy, you know, some men like to be called Big Daddy. You know, those types of things. You ready to throw that cape on, okay? You know, you heard that song, Captain Save, you know what. You ready to throw that cape right on and save her because she done called you Big Daddy. Okay? Yeah. Men, y'all suffer with some of the same things in a different way. But y'all suffer with some of the same things. Or the flip side of that, when a woman rejects you. When you get rejected by a woman, you go into shutdown mode. You just shut completely down. And every woman after that, she has to pay the price for that woman who rejected you. The one that you finally gave your heart over to and that you were vulnerable to. She hurt you and rejected you in some kind of way. And you just shut down and every woman behind that got to pay for it. You know, because a parent maybe didn't do what they were supposed to do. So somewhere, somebody neglected you and did not give you the love and support that you needed. You know, evaluate your current relationships, your dating relationships, your marital relationships, your sibling relationships, your parental relationships, your friendships. Evaluate those things. And even ask yourself, are you being neglectful in your actions in those relationships? Are you refusing to say or do things that are within your power to do and say? Okay, we always want other people to do those things for us, but are we ourselves doing those things? Are you withholding love? Okay, if so, ask yourself why. Okay, ask yourself why. What makes me not want to do those things in my relationship, especially if it's someone that I'm supposed to be loving, you know, especially in a marriage relationship where you made a vow to love somebody, to love and to cherish somebody. And I'm going to talk about that one day, those vows. I'm going to talk about that. Those vows that you took standing at the altar before God. We're going to talk about those vows one day, okay, that you claim that you were going to keep, all right? Then I want you to, as you evaluate those things, know that it's in your power. And because it's in your power to do, let today be the beginning of the start of the new you, of you no longer allowing yourself to neglect the people that you love by not doing what you know you should be doing. Begin to do those very things that you know your wife, that your husband, that your child, that your parent, that your friend is requesting. Say, I love you. I promise you the world is not going to end, okay? It's not going to end if you just say, I love you. You don't have to say you too. Say, I love you. I love you too. Say that. You know, grab them and hold them for no reason. You know, your wife could be just standing over the dishes and washing the dishes, and you just come up behind her and hug her and just say, baby, I love you. You know, your husband, he could be sitting and just watching the game and say, baby, I appreciate, you know, what you're doing for this family. I love you. Thank you. Okay? You got to say those things. Tell them that you're proud of them. Okay? And start helping out around the house. Okay? Well, it's women who don't help out around the house, where men may be, you know, more of the housekeeper type. But women, you got to help out around the house too. Okay? And just simply show that you love and you care for this person. Okay? Nothing can substitute acts done out of true love and care. Y'all, no car can substitute love and care. No house, no clothes, no bag, no shoes. Nothing can substitute the natural human touch, the natural human affection, the natural human words of affirmation to show love to a person. Nothing can substitute that. Okay? All right, so look, y'all, I know this video was a bit long today. Like I said, it was something that was dear and near to my heart. But I want you to not be neglectful and not allow yourself to be neglected. All right? You gotta again, I say this again, know your value. And then know the value of the person that you're with as well. All right? So I just hope and pray that this video helped you on today. Be sure to subscribe. Come on, y'all. Share these videos. If they're helping you or being helpful to you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with somebody. Share it with a friend. Share it with a family member. Share it to the world. You know, if these videos are helpful to you. Also, put in the comments, y'all. If you got comments or questions that you want to ask based on something that I said in the video, put it in the comments, okay? Like it. If you like what I'm saying, like it. All right? All right. So, again, I look forward to talking to you again this time next week. Every Thursday, y'all, dropping a new video. I hope you're looking forward to it, honey. You don't know what Camille may come out with the next time you see her. Okay? I love you guys. Holy Rollers, love you, honey. I got something special coming for you, Holy Rollers. Make sure you subscribe. You know, my Holy Rollers, y'all are my subscribers. So make sure you subscribe, all right? All right. I love you. I thank you. I appreciate you. And until next time, God bless.